okay. Today you continue with me.
No problem. As
Yeah.
long as you can hear me well, I
Yes,
think
yes,
that's
yes. Okay.
okay. All right. So, what did you do today, Miss Two? Did you go to the
Yes.
office?
I am working.
Oh, until this time, you are still
Yes, I
working?
am working. I stopped working. Then then I working when I stop studying English.
Oh, okay. So after studying English, then you work again, is
Yes,
it?
yes,
Okay, cool. I think that's okay because it's just only 30 minutes. So it's like you will consider that 30 minutes as a little bit of rest from working, is it?
yes, yes.
Yes, okay. So it's like before we go to your lesson, okay? So I will show you something, okay? Like for example, this one. So it's echoing. Yeah, it's
I am a teacher. I am working on my computer with you.
mhm.
I
Using
do
the
it
I.
using um my cell phone. My cell phone.
Oh, so
Yes,
that's why it echoes.
yes, yes. Okay.
Oh, no problem with that. Okay. So as long as we can hear each other for now, that's okay.
Mm.
All right. So can you see the screen, Miss Two? This one. Can you see this? Can you see the screen?
Yes,
Good.
I can see.
Okay. So, okay, so before we start our lesson, I will just have a little thing that we can learn out of something. So it's like most of the time when we ask people, we always say, "How are you?" Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like always, "How are you? How are you? How are you?" But
Oh.
actually, there are so many ways to also say, "How are you?" But this one, it's okay not to memorize all. Okay, cool. So I will send this to you, and then you could only choose, let's say, two or three, which
Oh.
you can remember. So that is fine, as long as it's like you have, many option. This one, familiar of this word, option.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as you have many options to say how are you, not only like every day how are you, how are you, how are you.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Okay, so maybe for example, like you could remember the word how is it going, like
How
that.
is this going?
Yeah, cool. And then your friend, maybe if you ask your friend, oh hi friend, how is it going, like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
cool. This is a little bit what we called informal. This one, informal. Like you could not really use this if you are working in the office. So maybe with friends and family, you can use this. Um, you can say the word how you doing. But actually, this is a little bit what do you call this? If it is like a little bit hard for you, we can continue to the next. Okay, you could also say how's life. This one. Oh, how's life? Like that. It's just simple. Is it cool? How's life? Or you could say, how's your family? Yeah.
How your family? Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or if you will see your closest friend, you would say, what's up? Like that. What's up? Or you could say, what's new? So,
Mm.
yeah. So those are the simple words that you could use aside from the word, how are you? Okay?
Yes, yes.
All right. I will send this to you. Maybe I will forget. Then you could choose. You could choose if you want. Okay. Let's see. ED483. This one. Other ways to say, how are you?
Yes.
There you go. Okay. So that is like our, the things that we'll learn first before we go to your lesson. Okay. So
Yes.
let's go to your lesson now. So we will continue. Okay. So I think finished with Teacher Sean in page 109. So we will continue with page 110. Okay. So this one, I think we will do the reading. Yeah.
Reading.
Reading again. Okay.
Okay, yes.
All right. So if you want, Miss Tu, you could read about Carol's apple cake.
Yes. Carol's apple case.
Yep.
Carol's packet. An apple case yesterday, but she couldn't follow all the instructions in her cookbook because she didn't have enough of the ingredient.
Ingredients.
Ingredient.
Yes, cool.
Ingredient. She
Yep.
uses less flour and fewer
Fewer.
eggs. Uh, eggs than
Egg.
the eggs. Yeah, eggs than the receipt required. She also uses less butter, fewer apples, fewer
Raisins.
raisins, raisins, and less sugar than she was supposed to. As a result, Carol's apple cake didn't taste very good as a matter of fact. It tasted terrible.
Yeah, so it's terrible. I think she didn't do the cooking very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but actually, okay. So before we continue, this one, Mr. Could you say the word baked? Baked. Yeah.
Big
Yeah. Cool. Baked. Okay.
cake.
Yeah. And then we use the word baked because of the word yesterday, right? So
Yes.
past tense. Okay. But she couldn't follow all the instructions. Okay. So maybe there is a guide. So when we say instructions, okay, if it is hard for you to say the word instructions, you could also use the word guide. Guide. This one.
Right.
Yeah, guide. So it means that there is like a step by step process on how to cook the apple cake. Cool. So that is what we call the instruction or guide. So we call it a step by step process on how to cook the apple cake.
Yes.
And of course, if you are like, actually, it should not be the term really cook, right? Because you're doing an apple cake. Do you know what it is called if you are making apple cake, Miss Tu? Did you remember? Are you
Yes.
you are not cooking, but you are what? What is the term? This one.
Bake. Bake.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What happened? Baking. Yeah. Yeah. Because actually, if we say cooking, like the dishes, vegetables, like that, soup, yeah. So we could use the word cooking for that. Yeah, like this. So we will change this word into how to bake the apple cake. Cool? Okay, baking, when we are making
Mm.
cake,
Yes. Make a cake.
cookies, yeah, cookies, bread, like that. But if we say cooking, we are cooking vegetables,
Mm.
yeah, soup, like that. So that is the difference between baking and cooking. How about you, Miss Tu? Do you love baking or cooking? Or both?
I love cooking, teacher.
Wow, so it's like your talent. Talent is on cooking. How about baking? Have you ever tried baking before? Baking?
Uh, I'm making cake. Making not. I'm making uh,
Cake? Is it cake?
cake.
Yeah. So it's like you tried to make a cake before? Is it cake? You bake a cake?
Make a cake. Make okay.
Mhm.
I like cooking, teacher.
Mhm.
I don't like baking.
Baking.
Yeah,
Okay, so you don't
I
like
like
baking.
cooking. Yeah.
Okay. So each of us has our own, talent. So it's either baking or it's either cooking. Or of course, you could say both, okay? So if you love cooking and baking, you could say I like both. That's right. If only. So you can say I like both. That's right. This is if you only like cooking and baking. So you could say, I like both. So you could
I
use that.
like both.
Yeah. And then, of course, you need a cookbook. Yeah, this is very important. So as you can see here, Miss Tu, we use the word less flour, right? We have the word less, and then we
Yes,
have flour.
less
Mhm.
wrong.
Then we have fewer eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is it like can you already identify the difference between the word less and fewer? It's like, do you know how to use this in a sentence? Yes or no?
Yes, I know.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Then, of course, this one, Miss Tu, can you say the word recipe? Recipe. Recipe.
Recipe.
Yeah, recipe.
No recipe.
Okay. Are you familiar of the word recipe?
No.
Okay, recipe is like this. I'll kind of translate that for you, so no worries. This one, recipe or ingredients. This one. Is it correct in your language?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we use some recipe to cook or to bake. Okay,
Recipe.
yeah, recipe. So I'm gonna copy this one so that you have something to review. Okay, recipe. Okay, and then required. Okay, required. Are you familiar of the word required? Familiar? Required.
Fine.
Yeah, required. Are you familiar? Yes or no?
Yes. I know,
Okay.
teacher.
And then she also used less butter, fewer apples, fewer raisins, and less sugar.
Yes.
Okay. Then she was supposed to. Okay. So as a result, okay, how about terrible? Are you familiar of the word terrible? Terrible. Oh my
Terrible.
God, it tastes bad. Okay, this one tasted bad or tasted terrible, like that. You could say terrible or bad, or you could say nasty, like that. So if you don't like it, it's terrible. Cool. Terrible. So you could say the word terrible.
No, yes. Terrible. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I know, teacher.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not good. The same, not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, bad. Terrible or bad. Bad. Not good. Like that.
Mm.
So you can say, "Oh, your cooking is bad. Your cooking is terrible." Or you could say like, "Your cooking is bad." Or you could say, "Your cooking is terrible."
Yes, okay.
So sometimes that's how, like, for those person that are really sensitive with the taste, right?
Yeah.
Sensitive with taste. Okay. So I think aside from baking, we have cooking, and it is about Paul's beef stew. Okay. So we will read Miss Tu about Paul's beef stew. Mhm.
Teacher?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yes.
It's
Yes,
cool.
okay, yes.
Okay. Okay. You can start if you want. You can start reading.
Just a minute, teacher.
Yes, sure. Sorry.
Okay, yes. Paul's beef stew.
Mhm.
Beef stew.
Yeah.
Paul's cookers beef stew yesterday. but he couldn't follow on the instruction in his cookbook because he didn't have enough of the ingre-
Ingredients. In
in, ingredient
Yeah, cool.
ingredient
Uh-huh.
ingredient. He uses less meat and fewer tomatoes than the receipt required. He also uses a few potato, less salt, less pepper, and fewer onion than he was supposed to. As a result, how Pete still didn't say very good. As a matter of fact, it tasted awful.
Oh, yeah. So aside from terrible, you could also say awful. Yeah. So you could say terrible, your cooking is awful, your cooking is bad, your cooking is terrible. So
Yeah.
terrible meaning bad, not good, awful. Wow. So it's a good thing if you have many options, right? That you could use if you want to make a sentence. So awful, bad, not good, terrible. Oh, someone is calling.
Teacher, teacher, I'm sorry. Just a minute.
Sure.
I
No
have a
problem.
call. I have a call. My
Go,
mother.
go.
Nè, cái này. Con ngồi lại cho mẹ con cũng được luôn á. Con đang học. Sao đây mẹ? Chị được rồi, đang học online. Đang học online. Nha. Tụi con gọi nhá. Okay, teacher, can I continue?
Okay, sure. By the way, sometimes, Miss Two, if it's like it's hard to say the words, sometimes there are hard words. You could use the syllables like this one. I think I don't know if me what do you call this, teacher Shan already taught you this. Like I also do this in. Then you could
Ingredient.
yeah, you can put dash gree so that it would be easy.
Ingredient.
Yeah, ingredients.
Ingredients.
Yeah, there you go. And I think it would be simple if you will syllabicate ingredients.
Yeah.
So
Ingredients.
yeah. So if you think it's hard for you to pronounce the whole word like this, you could use syllabication like this. Cool.
Yes.
All right. So let's go in here. Let's do the reading check up. Okay. And then, all right. So we will put like the word fewer or less. Okay. So let's try. So you could answer it in here in the blank. So we will use the word fewer. Yeah. Fewer or, yeah, or less.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. You can
Okay.
start. Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Steven, Steve, Steve and Judy. Steve and Judy built their house last year, but they couldn't follow the blueprint exactly because they didn't have enough money to buy all the construction material they needed. They use wood, uh, wood.
Fewer. Uh-huh.
I don't know. Just minute.
Oh, sure.
Yes. Fewer. They use fewer woods and there are fewer and fewer than and fewer nails than the blueprint required. They also use cement, cement,
Less.
less cement, less, less cement, uh, less cement, paper, a few,
Mhm. Fewer
a,
pipes.
a few, a few pie, pie, less pie,
Actually, it's fewer because
fewer,
because
pies,
you can count the pipes. Then
fewer,
yeah, fewer.
fewer pipes,
Yeah, pipes
uh,
only. Pipes,
electrical,
pipes,
less electrical writing, right,
wiring.
wiring, less, and fewer brick bricks than they were supposed to as a result. The house didn't last very long. As a matter of fact, it fell down last week.
Yeah. So this is the problem. If it's like you don't have enough money to build a house, and then it's like you only use, like less materials, so your house will not be of good quality, right? So it's
Yes.
like you also maybe you could like do a budgeting, like not really to build your house fast, as long
Mm,
as you can make a good house, right? So I
mm,
think that is more important. Okay. Because
yes,
of
yes.
course you are living in your house, so it's like, if if it will fall down, oh my god, where will you live? Is it?
Yes.
So that is the problem. And actually right now, Miss Tu, if you will just check out also in the internet, other buildings are not doesn't also have a good construction, right? It's
Yes.
like they like do it fast, like only let's say the cement that they build like a wall and then like that.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't
Okay.
like that. It's scary.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, this one. So we will
Okay.
talk about must and mustn't. Okay,
Must
must.
lost and
Yeah,
must. They
they
must lost some weight.
mhm, lose some weight.
Lose.
Okay, some weight. So we are talking about healthy living, right?
Yes.
So we need always to bear in mind a healthy living lifestyle. Yeah. And I bet, Miss, do you love exercising? Is it? Do you
Yes.
do exercise? Yeah. So it's cool. So it is a part of a healthy living lifestyle. Especially that there are people who love to eat junk foods, right? Or not healthy foods. So we also need to move our body and lose some weight. Okay.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try to check out in here. Who would you want to be? Let's have a dialogue. Okay. So if we say dialogue, okay. Oh, someone is calling. Sorry. This one. If we say dialogue, two people, two people are talking to each other. Yeah. And we have also missed two, what we call monologue. Familiar? Monologue, okay, one person is talking. Example, if you are a speaker, is it? When you speak in front of many people, but of course they cannot reply to you. You have
Mm,
all the time to say, not them. But if dialogue, example, we have a dialogue, we are talking, the two of us. So that is dialogue with the exchange of words. Cool?
yes.
Okay. All right. So who do you want to be? A or B? We will have a dialogue. So who do you want to be, Miss Two? Do you want A or do you want B?
Uh,
Maybe
uh,
A.
yes, I teacher.
Okay, you can start.
I had my yearly checkup today.
What did the doctor say?
He says, I am a little too heavy and I must lose some weight.
So do you have to stop eating ice cream?
No, I don't have to stop eating ice cream, but I mustn't eat as much ice cream and I didn't before.
Yeah. So it seems that ice cream is what?
Ice
Sweet.
cream, yes.
Yeah, sweets. So yeah.
Yes, is a
Yeah.
lot of, yes,
That's correct. So if it's like,
many in it.
mhm. And if you will eat a lot of ice cream, there's a possibility that you will develop a disease.
Yes,
Okay. Are you familiar, Miss Stu, of the word diabetes? This one,
yes.
diabetes. Yeah, familiar. I will translate diabetes. So this is a disease if you eat too much sweets,
Oh,
too much sugar.
diabetes. Teacher,
Yeah,
can you spell that?
yeah.
Can you read
This one,
di
diabetes. Diabetes.
diabetes?
Yeah. So diabetes is one of the common diseases of those people who have high sugar, like that,
Yes.
high sugar. So diabetes. So that's why the doctor will say you need to eat less sweets, yeah, because of high sugar.
High sugar, yes.
Yeah. And there's a problem in diabetes, Miss Stu, if there is like a high sugar, this one,
Diabetes, diabetes, yes.
yeah,
High sugar,
high
yes,
sugar
I
in,
know.
yeah,
Yes,
in blood.
a lot of that.
So it your blood will be thickened, right? So
Yes,
there's no proper flow
yes.
of blood in your body. And
Right.
sometimes there will be what we call complications. This one, complications.
Complication. Yes,
Yeah. So it's
complication.
like, yeah, you will have a heart disease because, the blood could not flow good in your body. So we call that complications. Yeah. So we need really to take care of our health.
Complication.
Yeah. Complications. Okay.
Yes.
This one. I'll just get it out. Okay. Then we have, okay, the letter B. Let's go to letter B.
Letter
So,
B, teacher.
mhm, yep.
Mm.
And you will be
I
A
chose letter
again.
B. I
Are you,
chose
are you
letter B.
just letter B? Okay. All
Yes.
right. So I will be. Oh, Grandpa had his yearly checkup today.
What did the doctor say?
She said he's little too heavy and he must lost some weight.
Don't his have stopped eating cookies?
No, he doesn't have to stop eating cookies, but he mustn't eat as many cookies as he did before.
Mm.
Uh, so you see, there are like, oh, I will have again another side thing. Okay, I love to do that. This one, let's see, this one, obesity.
Oh,
Yeah. So overweight, or you could say obese. Yeah. So obese.
overweight, overweight,
Yeah.
or obese. What
Yeah.
it means? Of
Obese.
obese, yes.
It means you're fat, very fat, and you're
Oh,
like,
obese, very fast, very
yeah,
fast.
that's correct. Like this one.
Oh,
Okay. So, oh my, why is it time is so fast? Okay. So, Miss Two, what will I do? I will send this to you, and if you only have time, you can check this out. Okay. Just for familiarization. And then tomorrow, if you're around, we will discuss this. So, because sometimes it is also good to have an idea about our, diseases. Are you cool with that?
yes.
Are you okay with that? Okay. So I will send this to you so that you will have a copy. And then we will discuss tomorrow if you are
Okay.
not busy. Okay, cool. All right. And if you also have time, maybe this is like a personal thing. So maybe you could list 5 things that are good for you,
Yes,
like in healthy living, then 5 things that are bad for you, and then also 5 ways to stay healthy. So you
yes,
could also do that. Okay, cool. All
yes.
right. Then I'll see you again tomorrow, Miss Two. Okay.
Yeah,
And you
goodbye,
have
teacher. Yes.
goodbye. Have a nice day.
Yes, goodbye, teacher. See
Bye
you. Thank you so
bye.
much.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.